Welcome back to the Star Trek Critic, where each episode is analyzed like a school project and either trashed or praised. Today's animated episode is Eye of the Beholder. The Enterprise crew gets trapped in a human zoo by an alien species. According to the stardate, this takes place not long after Spock's brain, and I will have to take a point for a reflection on the animation plate. Aww. Check this out. Even in the animated series, Scotty has only 3 fingers on his right hand. So Marco breaks the rules to go on a rescue mission and also got lost, and Kirk says a captain must always follow the book. Obviously, he has never seen himself on Star Trek. McCoy gets chastised for bickering with Spock. That's a first, isn't it? Then Kirk got into trouble from Spock for being wrong with the dates.
Careless of me, Mr. Spock.
McCoy has a point here. Not only is this a risk, Kirk is now violating the same orders he called out Marco on. Look closely, Scotty has captain's rank on his sleeve, so minus 1 point. Now Scotty has a mustache, so minus 1 more point. They actually did materialize in the same positions as he left in. That's a first too. Minus 1 point for McCoy saying yards instead of meters. The first thing they do is shoot a life form before even seeing if it's hostile. How mean. For some reason they were beamed down into the middle of nowhere instead of just right outside the city limits, so minus 1 point for that. That was done so this could be a Saturday morning monster cartoon. Yes! Look, you can see a moon in the background, and now you can see McCoy in his Bambi meets Godzilla scene. Several years from now he'll be in a similar scene. And minus 1 point for trying to dig the doctor out when all you have to do is beam him out with a transporter. Spock is catching on to what this planet is all about. The next point is lost because the uniform emblems in the reflection are on the wrong side. Scotty says the nearest town is 98 kilometers away. They are in for a long walk. Something is wrong with the water. It's too pure. But McCoy already drank it. He's going to have some problems later, isn't he? And a rainforest by the desert is also a problem. Didn't this happen once before?
Snow in the same sector. All the varieties of land and weather known to Earth within a few hours' walk.
It could be they're on another amusement park planet. Actually, a zoo planet's not much different, is it? It's probably a bad idea to stand in the one hole in the trees. Now look what happened. And now they've been attacked by giant slugs. Scotty said the community was northeast. Kirk says they are going northwest. Of course, he is being carried off by a giant slug at the time, so he might have the directions off. And now they're in the human zoo. McCoy thinks they're put in quarantine to make sure they don't have COVID. Spock says they are very advanced telepaths. The secret is out.
You mean it's some kind of a zoo? Exactly.
And now they're going to take a quick tour of the zoo creatures before they're put in their own native habitat. What's up with Spock saying this?
I find them strangely attractive.
And here is the human enclosure. At least they found the missing crew. Being specimens in a zoo happens in science fiction quite a bit. 3 of the expedition died, and the 4th is ill in the house. You would think the advanced zookeepers would have better medical care for their animals. PETA might complain about this. Can you imagine having them staring at you all day?
My impression is that they're laughing at me.
Here's a brief animal rights promotion in the kids show. Kirk is lonely.
I feel a need for human companionship.
Minus 1 point here, there should be 2 yellow shirts in this scene. She sounds a lot like Nurse Chapel.
Inside the force field, all our toys.
Spock suggests communication by group telepathy. And it works. Minus 1 point here, their emblems are on the wrong side.
Find us quite ugly.
Didn't the Horta say that too? Their goal is to convince the child slug one of them is ill and needs the communicator. And it worked, but how come the adult slugs didn't realize it was a trick?
Kirk, beam us aboard.
The next point is lost, since earlier they said the Enterprise couldn't get through the zoo's shield, but they have no problem this time. And 1 more point lost for a mustache on Scotty. Now they're gonna get it.
Return my child.
This type of communication was also tried on Independence Day.
Happened to the baby?
The next point is lost for 1 set of turbolift doors. Does Scotty look really small to you right there? The baby is smart enough to take over the ship telepathically. So individually they can't break into his mind, so they're going to do it together. That's not good. Spock says to form a thought screen, and they're like, what the heck is that? Luckily, Scotty saves the day. Thankfully, they were able to communicate. And it's the baby squid that saves the Enterprise crew. The Enterprise crew got fired because they were considered not worthy of being zoo creatures. That's kind of insulting in a way. Usually the Enterprise is sliding in the opposite direction. Commander Merkel complains they really didn't learn much down there.
Want to go back? Absolutely not.
The Enterprise flies off into space with an invite to come back in about 10,000 years. Did you notice she is Dr. Randolph and her name is Randy? That's odd. Eye of the Beholder, a Human Zoo episode, gets a score of 87%. Thanks for viewing. Be sure to leave your comments below, and most important of all, click that like button, the share button, and that subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon.